Are you ready? He goes, ready for what? For your birthday beatings.
It's tradition. Can't let that go.
Hey, Bell, to be fair, we know that we're terrible singers. Okay. So you are not exactly broadcasting news.
This is not
Yeah,
a
I mean,
revelation.
this is not world shocking news. There are not going to be people picking rice in a patty somewhere in North Korea going, holy shit, these guys suck. They know this.
I think that she meant that we're terribly good singers.
I don't need Simon.
No, it's the fact that later on I'm going to have Interpol agents beating down my door with a red notice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just kind of saying, putting that out there. So, but yeah, we're going to jump off the beaten path here. I'm going to start out with some nerd news, dude. I geeked out a little bit when I saw it online, and I immediately went to Fandango to check out the listings. In the month of July this year, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is getting a theatrical re-release.
Ooh.
And I have secured tickets for the 10th.
Nice. I don't think I've ever seen that in theaters.
Bro, if it's any showing anywhere near you, definitely worth the $14.
Sure. Either between Flicks or Alamo Draft House. I'm sure somebody will be showing it.
Yeah. I mean, one of the draft houses over in the Austin area is showing a screening of Superman 2. Yeah. They're giving away tickets for that on VetTix as well. So I don't know if any of our listeners are in the weird area, more affectionately referred to as Austin, and you are either a first responder or vet, go over to vettix.com, or I forget what the first responders version of it is. And look at their daily events. You can check it out. And I think that the Superman 2 tickets are still available there. So yeah, definitely vettix.com is the website that I go to. But yeah, so I'm going to go to the Astros game tomorrow night. They are hosting the St. Louis Cardinals. I haven't seen the Cardinals play live in a very long time. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of them. In fact, I'm expecting to see the Astros continue their quest to get further on the right side of the 500 mark. So on the bright side, today the Red Sox had the day off, so they can't lose.
It can't get worse.
They can't lose.
Listen, they're still 500. So.
I mean, they're still sitting at 500. They're 30-30. They have a better record than the Texas Rangers.
They do.
Yeah. So I mean, the Houston Astros are at 26-34. I mean, when you've got a division that looks the way that it does, and you look up and you're staring the Seattle Mariners right in the taint, because the Rangers are 4 games back. Oh no. Up in the Pacific Northwest, they do things just a tad bit differently, so it's puckered just a little harder, Max.
Oh.
I think it'd be a little bit looser. I mean, this is the Seattle, Portland area.
Well, I mean, we can't tell if the farts don't make any noise or if they're being masked by the wind that whips through the Puget Sound.
True.
That just got our show flagged. So congratulations. We can talk about anything we want for the rest of the time.
It was an innuendo.
Happy European Heritage Month to everybody.
There comes Max out of left field with the random fact of the day. If you have noticed, I am wearing the sample of our show's first merch. It's the Scissor Me Timbers t-shirt. Yes, I'm wearing the seafoam color. I don't care. Don't come at me. I don't give a fat flying fuck what you think. I happen to like this color. It's very popular down here on the South Coast. So, I don't know. Get fucked. Merch links in bio. See ya. Boop. Yeah, right.
Hard T. Sorry.
To quote the great Jake Barr, here at the Great Friends Club. Yeah. I love that guy. He's on his sixth or seventh account, fourth or fifth account, because every time he gets it up to like a couple million followers, TikTok bans his account. It's great. It's kind of like Taco, right? But
Basically.
I like tacos on Tuesdays only.
see, most people tilt their head to the side when they eat tacos. I like to go in a little bit more vertically.
Could I share a story with you real quick, guys?
The eyes keep your.
I remember that we have a minor in on the panel today. So
There is no way with Chris's beard that he is under the age of 18, and there's no way that you're going to convince me otherwise. I'm messing with you, Colin. I got
I
you.
got
brother.
news for you.
he's like bench warmers, he's like, I am proud.
It's a stupid story. It's probably the dumbest story that you're ever going to hear me tell. Well, that was a lie. But I got a new chair. And you guys are like, that's great news, Max. That's mind blowing. That's genius level. I bought the chair from a hooker. It was the best purchase I've ever made. And it's
That's
okay.
all you bought, right?
No. Everything
Did
came
it
extra
come
with
extra?
the chair.
Yeah,
No.
you didn't have to pay extra for it.
No, and I could talk about it on live because my wife doesn't subscribe.
And it's about that time we see a skillet come flying off the left side of Max's green screen. You hear that decided dink.
Dave couldn't figure out why I was so happy about this chair. And I'm like, Dave, I got to tell you the story about this chair. But that was the G version of the story of the chair. So
Is it
hopefully
a leather chair?
oh, it's leather. Oh, it reclines.
Saddle soap, my guy.
Yeah.
Saddle soap and lanolin. Or Neat's foot oil. I'm just kind of telling you, treat it like a baseball glove and it'll last.
Oh, I wore it in like a new glove, you know what I mean? Just kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we are moving on.
Soaked it down in hand sanitizer first.
Oh man, yeah.
Little poof Febreze.
Yeah, anyway. Actually, and when I say that I didn't expect a lot out of the Cardinals, and they're currently leading the Astros 3-0 in the bottom of the third. So I don't know. I had actually contemplated like buying an Astros t-shirt to wear to the game tomorrow, right? Just because.
I mean,
But then I got to thinking about it. The more and more I thought about it, I'm like, nah. No, I'm wearing a Red Sox t-shirt and the Red Sox ball cap I got on my head right now. I can't do it, man. I can't. I mean, maybe I can go to one of those like, knockoff like counter, what is it? The counterfeit or bootleg jersey websites. And I'll order some Astros jerseys that way.
Just something off the side of the road.
Dude selling 2 jerseys and a bag of oranges for $50, that kind of a thing. So yeah.
Right?
You remember that show Everybody Hates Chris?
There's a lot.
No, it was about Chris Rock.
Oh, Everybody Hates Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you were like,
maybe that show ended like the last 2 episodes. Like Chris kept trying to score a Wayne Gretzky sweater, right? And he finally gets one from the dude like selling it out of the trunk of his car, but the last name Gretzky is misspelled. And they keep getting chased by this guy. And they finally get cornered in the guy. And so the boys, Chris and his brothers, like they figure they're about to fight this dude. And he's like, I know Wayne Gretzky. Do you want to meet him? Right. So he ends up getting, tickets to go to the hockey game, meets Wayne Gretzky, gets an actual Wayne Gretzky sweater that's autographed. And so of course he's not going to wear it, but he's walking through the neighborhood wearing this misspelled sweater. And then his mom is like, the last scene before they fade out for the whole series is like, his mom's got that look on her face. Like she about to whoop his ass,
That's awesome.
Let me see here. There is absolutely no news to report on for. Oh, Larry Allen died. Cowboys legend, Hall of Famer, died at the age of 52. Yeah,
52. Yeah.
yeah. This is the byline is Nick Shook, SHOOK on NFL.com. Dated today, actually, it was published today at 12:01. Legendary offensive lineman has passed. Pro Football Hall of Famer Larry Allen died suddenly. Sunday at the age of 52 while on vacation in Mexico with his family. The Dallas Cowboys announced on Monday. Allen's career resume is loaded with accolades: 11 Pro Bowls, 6 All-Pro selections, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and Pro Football Hall of Fame's all-decade teams for the 90s and the 2000s, and finally a first ballot selection for enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Needless to say, if you watched any amount of Cowboys football or even just the NFL during the 90s, I mean, you remember those great Dallas Cowboy teams. Larry Allen was kind of he was a mainstay on that offensive line. I mean, he was responsible for a lot of those yards that Emmitt Smith racked up. Let me see here. I was trying to remember, wasn't Larry Allen wasn't the one that was in the Air Force, was he, Max?
Not to my knowledge, no.
No, okay, no, that all right. I just wanted to make sure. I knew that one of their offensive linemen, I think it was their center. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. He was in the Air Force. He actually was a pilot. He got out of the Air Force and played football. So I'm like, okay. That's really the only NFL news out there that's worth noting.
Did you guys hear that Angel Hernandez retired? David's not here, so I have to take his place.
Yeah. Didn't we go over that last week though?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I was like, there's a matrix. For some ungodly reason, dude, I saw a black cat walk past my damn office door again.
Remember, I was out last weekend.
I mean, I'm gonna open up my windows. There's gonna be a brick wall there. I'm gonna go like, oh god, they cut off the exits.
I had to stand in for David because
Right. No, I'm tracking. So a couple of weeks ago, I called my shot and I said that I'm expecting the worst case scenario for the NBA Finals. I should have put money on that shit. The number 5 seeded Dallas Mavericks are going to play the number 1 overall seeded Boston Celtics for the NBA title.
Oh man.
Oh, man. I mean, I wish I could say I don't care who wins this one, but I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know who to root for in this one. All I know is that it's going to be a good series, especially if the Celtics show up. Jason Tatum, he decides to show up and show out. Of course, you got Luka and you got Kyrie. They in the span of one season. I remember when that trade was made, and dude, everybody in the Dallas area was like losing their minds because they were just bailing on the Mavericks left and right. They were talking about Kyrie's a cancer. He doesn't know how to play teammates, and you can't have Kyrie and Luka on the same court. Those two dudes play together like they've been playing together for years, and it is a beautiful thing to watch. I mean, especially with Luka. I mean, he's just out there. I mean, he's out there playing it. I mean, it's almost like he's got the turbo buttons enabled on his controller. He's out there putting up 2K numbers. I'm just like, good God, boy, what is going on here?
Cheat codes.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the cheat codes going on. I mean, what is that? I mean, he's what are the kids saying now, Colin? I mean, he's sweaty at basketball right now.
Sweaty.
Sweaty. Is that what it is? Is that what they're saying now?
I
What?
believe there's sweat involved.
I mean, like you say somebody's sweaty at a game, because I remember it used to be, they're crack or whatever, cracked or X Games or whatever it is. But now, isn't it like they're sweaty at? I heard your brother saying something about it the other day. We were all sitting around playing multiplayer Tetris, and they're all talking about how Sam's sweaty at Tetris and just whooping everybody's ass.
Yeah, yep. Sweaty Sam. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and there you have it, bonafide, verified, latest and greatest from our Gen Z or Gen X or Gen Z, source. Colin verified it. It is sweaty. Give that code to Jake so he can do it. All right. So,
I'm just sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I'm sorry to see that the Stars lost, so that he wouldn't have to.
Yeah, I was just about to jump into that. Very good segue. See, those are the types of segues, jump in the guns, that I kind of appreciate because it helps make that transition. Whereas David just jumps into the last sport that we're going to cover at the beginning of the show, and I'm like, bro.
I figured eventually you were going to get there, and I kind of had a feeling you were heading that direction.
Yeah. I mean, tonight feels a little bit fast paced, and I know because we did get a half-hour late start. Like I said, it's our youngest son's birthday today, and we were at Chuck E. Cheese, affectionately, aka the Rat House, not the Mouse House, because that's Disney. And, we don't want to get into trade right.
Did he? I have a question. Did Trace do the thing where you step into the tube?
No, because we didn't pay for the party package. We just showed up, right? Because and tonight I was just incredibly hungry. I mean, yes, I know that I've got a ribeye sitting right here, and I continue to eat off of it. But, oh man, that's so tender. Anyway, Mama said never talk with your mouth full. However, that rule didn't apply to her. All right. So, we just showed up there. I mean, there was absolutely nobody there, like, period. And yeah, I mean, when you walk past the ticket counter, where you redeem your tickets, like, the coolest thing they've got is not the most expensive thing they got. It's like, for 6,000 tickets, they got like a Dino Squad Nerf blaster kind of a thing, right?
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, that's what's up. All right, I can get behind that. Chuck E. Cheese has got these like new packages or whatever. You know how like most of the time you go in there and you buy a certain amount of tickets or a certain amount of credits on a card, like Dave and Buster's, right? Well, now you can still buy points, right? And then you can play with the points, or you can buy time. And you can get unlimited plays for like an hour, 70 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours, that kind of a thing. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's what we did. We went with the 70-minute package, loaded 70 minutes on everybody's card. I think we got out of there for like $200 today. And that's for
It's not bad.
6 people. So
Were there any fights involved?
No, because even though Chuck E. Cheese does sell beer now, I did not feel the need to drink.
Wow.
And because I've been on this carnivore diet, I was incredibly hungry when we got there. And of course, my wife orders up, pizzas for everybody. And I'm like, I'll just wait till I get home. But you know how like you get just you smell something long enough, you're like your mouth starts watering, right?
Mm.
I just said screw it, and I had 2 slices of pizza tonight, dude. And I mean, as soon as they hit my stomach started turning in knots. Going, what the hell are you doing? I had more carbs in about 3 minutes today than I've had in the last 2.5 months. I feel like absolute garbage for it right now. But that's not going to be. I mean, that's nothing in comparison to what I'm going to do to my body tomorrow night. So, because when you go to the ballpark, there's almost no like carnivore friendly options out there. Period. Even the hot dogs have sugar in them, right? just because of the processing and things like that. They got carbs in them and everything. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to a ball game. By God, I'm going to have me some Crawford box. I'm going to have a couple of Dos Equis. And I'm going to eat me some garbage. And then I'm going to have to take the next 3 days to reset my body. So that way, I can get back to it. All right.
You
Right
never
now,
get-
I've been plateauing. So maybe I just need to cheat a little bit to get my body going. All right. Now we need to get back on the right track.
So you just hit
Did any of them
reset.
go
but-
into the
Yeah. So
madhouse at the jungle
No.
gym thing?
no, they don't have one of those in there, but
Really?
it was all about how many tickets can we win in 70 minutes. So, I mean, I managed to score almost 1,300. Jake scored, I think, like 15, almost 1,600 tickets. I'm just like, all right, okay. And for a while there, he was like, man, I'm getting shafted. And so I go over to like one of the stupidest games there, right? The Paw Patrol like ticket thing, right? Like Ryder sitting there spinning around with a little finger up, and you got to hit the Paw Patrol shield to get him to stop. On the first try, I hit the bonus and won 100 tickets. He was like, what? I said, yeah. He's like, well, good for you. So
Totally not jealous at all.
yeah, totally not jealous at all. So now, though, so what's he do? He goes off into a corner and he plays like 2 or 3 games simultaneously. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right. He's out there farming, like he's playing Destiny or something. It's stupid. Anyway, so yeah, the Edmonton Oilers managed to knock off the Dallas Stars last night in Game 6 of their conference final. And it's the first time that the Oilers will have been playing for the Cup since 2006. And I'm like, okay, I'm still not rooting for the Florida Panthers though. I mean, I'm not doing it, man. I mean, I would rather see the Cup go north of the border than to see the Florida Panthers get it.
See, but like it belongs there, which I know is a weird thing to say as a Dallas fan too, but it even feels weird having a hockey trophy in Texas. It just doesn't feel right. It's against the natural order.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, obviously my disdain for the Panthers, goes back to me being a Bruins fan, but
True.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of nice to see a retro club get it. I mean, somebody's going to win the Cup for the first time in a long time or the first time ever. So Panthers are going for their first title ever. And the Edmonton Oilers are obviously going for their first championship in like a couple of decades. So, I think I'm going to pull for Edmonton in this one, just simply due to the fact that, okay. So, fuck Florida. That's why.
I don't think he likes Florida. I don't know what it is. Tell me why you don't like Florida. I gotta know.
Florida's a great state. I mean, they've got an institutionalized child trafficking, anti-Semitic ring in the form of Disney World down there. And then they've got their competition, Universal Studios, right across the street, basically. I mean, there's a lot to be said for Florida. They got a lot going on. They're home of the Ranger School, Swamp Phase. They got Cape Canaveral, the Space Coast. They've got Daytona International Speedway. They've got Super Speedway. They've got Miami International Speedway. They've got a lot of things going on for them. No. I'm going on record as saying I'm pulling for the Edmonton Oilers. Is that going to work out for us? I don't know. Maybe. If I had to venture a guess, I would probably say that the series is going to maybe go 6 games. Edmonton's going to have to play next level hockey, though. They're definitely going to come into it as the underdogs, but I think that they're going to have momentum on their side. And despite what a lot of the experts might tell you, momentum is a tangible thing when it comes to sports. So it's, it's definitely something that's obtainable. And yeah, I seeing the Panthers win the hold on a second here. Let me get the okay. I'm trying to get my damn MacBook to charge for me here. I don't know. I got to get a new cable because mine is shorting out. Because why? I don't know. It's Apple.
Because
cords.
why not?
Yeah, because why not? I love Apple products. Don't get me wrong. Got an iPhone, got an Apple Watch, got AirPods. I have an iPad. I've got a MacBook. Their cords are for shit, though. Just kind of saying. I know these are first world problems, everybody. I know. Don't at me. Whatever. Let me see here. Before we touch into NASCAR, let me see here. I wanted to go over the College World Series this year. Dude, there are some teams to definitely watch. Let me see if I can find.
Oh,
I don't want to see that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Let me see. Division 1. Believe it or not, I am trying to find, where did they go? Did they not make it? Ah, there we go. Of course, Texas A&M nationally ranked as number 3. So, gig 'em. Let me see here. Tennessee's number 1, Kentucky's number 2. The aforementioned Aggies are third ranked. North Carolina, Arkansas, Clemson, Georgia, Florida State, Oklahoma, NC State, Oklahoma State, Virginia, Arizona, UC, Santa Barbara, Oregon State, East Carolina are the top 16 schools in the national tournament right now. Army, West Point actually qualified for the College World Series. So they faced off. They faced off against Georgia. I don't know if they made it out of that round or not. I can't find an updated deal here. And let me see. Regional brackets. That's what I'm looking for. I know that Texas A&M they advanced to the super regional, so that was pretty awesome. No, Army did not make it past Georgia, so to be expected. I mean, you're playing against a top 16 school. They were actually seeded number 1 in the region. So, let me see here. Georgia has so far they've advanced to the super regional. They made it past. What is it? UNCW. So yeah, they're playing. They were supposed to have played Sunday. So good job, NCAA, updating your website. Good God. Okay. Like I said, Texas A&M they made it to the super regionals. They're ranked number 1 in their region. And what's funny about Texas A&M is they're actually hosting their regional games. So that's a fun fact.
interesting.
Yeah. Now it's very, 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 very possible that actually, you know what? They were supposed to play. Okay, so yeah, they made it out of their region. So they defeated Grambling, Texas, Louisiana, and advanced into the super regional. So yeah, that's That's where we're at. So yeah. But there's in the division, I think it's Division 2. Let me see here. Division 2. The feel good story of the year, if I can find it here.
The other feel good story besides my chair one.
Yeah. Yeah, this one will make your chair feel like an old crusty, catcher's mitt, which is apropos considering you bought it from a hooker.
I was gonna say.
It's the oldest living profession.
So is entertainer, but
Well, a form of entertainment.
It was
it
definitely
is. Yeah, yeah. Let me see here. Trying to see something here. There is. I can't. I had the story saved. Let me see here. Because there's a school that just before regional play started, that the school folded because of finances, right? That they weren't able to financially stay afloat. And so there's a team out there, and I'm trying to find it. That took they're out there funded by $100,000 GoFundMe account to pay for equipment, hotels, and travel, right?
No way.
Yeah. And dude, let me see if I can find it on X here. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. This is what happens when we don't have our producer out here. So yeah.
Wait, are you saying that David positively contributes to the show in a meaningful way?
It's on an occasion. So, don't let that get back to him so that way it doesn't go to his head at all.
Your secret is safe with me.
Right. And the 4 other people that are watching. Damn it. All the hell. What is going on? I cannot find this story to save my life. Holy crap. I had it saved and it is now gone. Okay. So, oh, it's a Division 3 team. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. I was looking at the wrong division.
Yeah.
Okay. So Division 3 baseball team looks to make history. So this is on News Nation now. No, I don't want to freaking subscribe. I just want to read the article here. Let me do this. Okay. Okay. So this is it's Eastlake, Ohio, dated yesterday on ESPN.com. Birmingham Southern's run ends in Division 3 World Series after schools closing. Man, okay. There is indeed crying in baseball, and for Birmingham Southern, there was also many tears of joy. A magnificent, almost magical postseason ride ended in heartbreak. More heartbreak. The Panthers' inspiring run, which comes as the liberal arts college in Alabama was being shut down for financial failure after more than 160 years, ended Sunday with an 11-10 loss to Wisconsin Whitewater in the Division III College World Series. Man, that a one-run game.
Heartbreaking.
It was painful, seemingly unfair finish for a never say die team that had lifted a tight-knit community devastated by the school's closing while captivating the hearts of American sports fans who could relate to the Panthers, I can say that correctly, Panthers feel-good story, a mixture of loss, grief, and pride. I don't feel sadness right now, and I mean it, said Coach Jay Weisberg, who took over BSC's program in 2007 and built it into one of the nation's strongest at the Division III level. The ride that these guys have given me this year has been absolutely incredible. Coaching is what I love, and these guys have made it so fun. Birmingham Southern's built a 10-5 lead through 6 innings, but couldn't put away Wisconsin Whitewater, which scored 2 runs in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and got a walk-off homer from Sam Padden, leading off the 9th. Someone had to be the villain. When Padden's homer cleared the wall and left, several Birmingham Southern players stood still as if frozen in disbelief. There wouldn't be a storybook ending after all. After briefly gathering his team in the outfield, Weisberg had his players and the alums who had made the trip from all over the country to see the Panthers one last time stand single file along the third baseline. Together, they tipped their caps to the BSC fans in the ballpark, a final salute from a team that will never play again. The players then walked off the field in small groups, hand in hand. The salute was something. Weisberg had planned a full circle moment for him and his players, and players he had touched. Weisberg managed to keep his composure during the early portion of his news conference before being asked what he hoped would be the final message of Birmingham Southern. What a beautiful place it is. Was, he said before breaking down in tears. Weisberg took 25 seconds to compose himself before continuing and speaking about a school that has defined his life. He said, quote, I know a lot of people have pride in their schools, and they should, he said. We aren't different than many. But it's such a beautiful place physically. We have the best sunsets in the world. The message about Birmingham Southern is that it changed lives. It was a place where people came as young men and women and left as mature men and women. What this nation has seen over these last 3 weeks and the joy that we brought is exactly what the program is. It's toughness. It's championship baseball. Great young men. I love it. I love it that the final chapter for Birmingham Southern could have gone off into the sunset, and not many people besides graduates or the Birmingham community would know about it. But now the nation knows there were some pretty special things that happened here. The doors at BSC were officially shut on Friday as the Panthers opened the 8-team double elimination tournament with a loss to Salve Regina. And while they won't be going home with a trophy, Birmingham Southern's players brought a joy to a community still grappling with the fact that the school is gone forever. Back in March, when the school announced it was closing, Weisberg encouraged his players to play freely, and that's what they did. As Wisconsin Whitewater stormed back, Weisberg's sons, JT, remembered to live by his dad's words. When the game got tight, I wasn't worried about winning or losing, he said. I wanted one more night to be able to hang out with everyone. I think the ride we had the last 3 weeks is better than winning a national championship. Either way, we're going to get back to campus, and we're going to have to all move out and say goodbye to our friends. It's the relationships that last longer than anything we won on this run or anything we could win. I hope what people have learned from this is the power of people coming together with love. That's a very well written article. So yeah, I mean, dude, can you imagine what kind of a Cinderella story that would have been had that gone off without the hit, without a hitch?
Right?
They've been able to hold off Whitewater and move on and just take it all. I mean, that would have been amazing.
That would have been incredible.
I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, you got your national champs. Definitely somebody's going to get, I mean, it's not like you can repeat, but you can plug all the jokes you want in there about it being a liberal arts college, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's more than just liberals going to college. I mean, there's a fair share of conservative people going to college, and there's just people that go to college without any political aspirations or ideological, beliefs that have been misaligned this way or the other. They're there for the education, and they're there to play sports, and they're there to further their lives. I mean, like me, it's basically a community college. It's a junior college. Brazosport College, up just literally 3 minutes down the road from my house. Everything stays on track. I'm set to graduate at the end of the spring next year. So, I'm just it's not for me. I'm there with a goal in mind, right? To get my degree, get a better job, work for a little bit, and then I'm going to apply for an engineering degree through Texas A&M. But that's my intent right now. So, it's I mean, it's sad to see this run end, but man, it was a hell of a story to watch, and it was really something to keep up with. And I was, as they say, I was here for it, kind of a deal. I enjoyed it. Let me see here. Before we get into NASCAR, Colin, did you find any jokes for the week? Yep. All right. So without further ado,
Before that,
here we are. What?
I gotta send you a joke just to make sure it's okay.
All right. Well, send it to me while I'm playing your intro. Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation, it's much too foggy. But it's a Ronin, bent on wrongdoing that which has been said right. But here, for your ears and your eyes, even to feast upon, I mean, it's somebody's genetic code. But ladies, gentlemen, angry faithful, all ages, it's that time again for joke time with Colin.
No. Are you sure?
Bueno, go for
We're
it.
not gonna get in trouble.
Pull the trigger on it, dude.
All right.
If we didn't after last week, then, or I mean the week.
No. This is much different. It's not my first joke, but
Just
so, why did the pervert cross the road? Because his dick was still in the chicken.
That dirty chicken fucker.
Mid drink right there. Oh my god.
Shit.
Chicken lover. He's a chicken lover.
Made love.
I imagine though, it would be fairly.
polo.
I imagine it would be pretty easy to get stuck in that chicken. Just saying, from a logistical standpoint.
I mean, if a chicken can shit an egg, so I mean, yeah.
You could fuck the chicken, kill the chicken, then eat the chicken, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
True.
No, the only reason Jeffrey Dahmer got caught is because he went out for Chinese, and I will die on that hill.
Isn't he like Filipino?
Didn't Didn't we listen to some about Jeffrey Dahmer on the way down one time?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was. No, it was that podcast you wanted me to listen to.
Yeah, there's a guy I like, and he was going through like serial
This
killers.
one that you just sent me, that sir is a no go.
Okay, good. I sent you that one before.
Yeah.
I knew it was probably gonna be not okay, but I'm like, if it is, it's gonna be a real funny joke.
Yeah, no, that one would have elicited a bevy of backlash. And I'm not about that life right now.
Bevy of backlash. Okay.
Why do gingers smell so bad? So blind people know to avoid them too.
Oh. Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
rough.
dude, that's bold. Considering his
Okay.
oldest brother is a ginger.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is. Okay, in all fairness, look.
Where are you? Me?
No,
I
I have a good buddy that is a ginger. I made sure he's basically bald, but it's there.
Jeez. There's still signs.
Am I supposed to still look at something or no?
go ahead and roll with that other joke, bud.
I am trying to get my dog to sit down. Sit down. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Sit.
Dead air cells, everybody. I'm just kind of putting that out there. It's the
Okay, then you guys talk. Okay, just give me.
it's the new sex. I'm just kind of putting that out there. See, very rarely can I give my son a hard time on live in front of,
Especially during its own segment.
the singles that are listening from around the world. Yeah, especially during his own segment too. At that, so there you go.
Technically, I got the chair for free. If you really want to think about it, I mean,
Again with the chair.
I'm just saying it's amazing. It's comfortable. It's the most comfortable chair. It's amazing. It smells great. I already have memories. I mean, it's beautiful.
You sniffed the chair.
I'm just saying.
Did you grab the chair by the spindle?
I don't want you to get the wrong idea. The chair doesn't smell like welfare and menthol cigarettes or anything like that. I don't like that smell. Fuck that. No, it's beautiful. It's like, everybody, welcome
You sit in the
glitter
chair and
to
you
the stage.
automatically lose half the teeth in your head.
It's more like Astroglide and Daddy Issues.
Kind of, yeah. Cocaine
And he
during
cannot
shows when
the
you're on
life of him.
stage.
This chair it just exudes this odd phenomenon whenever he just plops down in it. As the air rushes from the cushion, his room is coated with stripper dust.
Magic stripper dust, like that shit, dude. There's spice in the air. Yeah.
And he's suddenly able to hear the own echoes that we hear every week.
Is it that, really? I just got brand new stuff, literally again.
Oh yeah. You need a solid mic boom.
Solid mic boom. Solid. That's booming solid. Solid. It's got twist knob shit.
Oh, there's got to be something going on with your feedback. But anyways, Colin, go ahead with the joke, please. Oh, he's muted us.
What?
Are you able to tell your joke?
Yeah.
Then tell your joke.
If you give me
All you
time.
gotta do is just unmute yourself and go, gentlemen, it's my segment. Shut it, Amaltha. Right? Try it
Yeah,
out.
but, like,
Say it with me. Shut it, Amaltha.
no.
See that hole under your nose connected to that lump 3 feet above your ass? I need you to close that for just a few minutes. Something. Anything. I mean, you could even go as far as to try to knife hand us through the screen. We will hear it. I promise you.
All right. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Colin is playing along. So
Not getting me in the eyes, you fucking sneaky guy, you.
Could you imagine Helen Keller with COVID? Like, she'd go to eat or smell something. She'd be like, "Damn it!" Everything else is gone. Or she'd be like, I specifically searched up how to say "damn it" in sign language just for that joke.
Run it by us one more time.
Oh my god.
That's how you say it for real in sign language?
I
Just
don't-
missed it. What?
Okay. Keep going.
He muted again.
He did.
Mm.
Give me a second.
Dude, I gave you the okay for that first joke you sent me.
I know. There's more.
Okay.
So you
See, this is what I get. You know, initially I told him, all right, so you know, a little BTS here. Okay. Full disclosure. I was not aware that I was going to make it home in time to run the show this evening. All right. And I had told everybody on the show, I even informed a few of our fans, we won't be filming until Wednesday. Great. Then Colin informed me that he's not going to be available Wednesday. Why? Because he's going on a trip. No, not in his favorite rocket ship, zooming through the skies, little Einsteins. No, he's going to a Comic-Con in Dallas.
Ooh.
So, you know, he's living the life that a 15-year-old wants to live, right? And I was okay with that. And then as my evening progressed tonight, I started looking at the time, going, "Ooh, I can still do the show tonight." You know, I'm at my kid's birthday party, and I'm sitting there thinking about, can I get home in time to do the show? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit late. You know what? Screw it. Let's do this. You know, that's where my priorities were lying. And then when I texted Colin and said, "Hey, can you still do the show tonight?" And he's like, "Well, I don't have any jokes ready, but I can find some real quick." This is what I get for playing, you know, waffle iron with everybody's, you know, emotions about the show tonight. So if there's anything that can be said for Colin's
I'm ready for my
unprepared,
jokes now.
throw me under the bus. Yeah, see, just like that. Go for it, sir.
Why didn't Helen Keller change her kids' diapers so she could find them?
Oh, bro.
God. Oh man.
I wanted to save the joke I sent you for last, so
Yeah, I can smell dookie diapers, dude. Just, you know, that, and it's not like normal, like older baby dookie, you know, like, you know, the newborn dookie where it's like black tar, it's like Velcro and toxic waste that's been mixed.
Oh
Yeah, you remember those diapers, Chris?
yeah, the amniotic ones. Yeah,
Yeah, oh my god.
that was always a fun one.
Uh-huh.
The amniotic one, and then the I just started eating solid food ones. Oh,
Well, and it was like little pellets, right? It was like all seedy. Ugh,
Just- toxic.
yeah. You just kind of look at it, and then you look at your, you know, you look at your baby's mom or your wife, whatever, and you're like, this came out of you.
Yep.
This is your fault. You broke the kid. Damn it, wouldn't you know it? The warranty had already expired. I'm sorry, Colin. We have taken over your segment yet once again. Go for it.
So they are going to make a Afghanistan Barbie doll, and funny enough, it's a blow-up doll.
Let's make sure you pull the string.
Another fun fact about this Afghanistan Barbie doll.
It'll bring the house down.
Unlike it advertise despite what they advertise, it doesn't latch onto the side of an aircraft very well.
Oh man.
You remember those t-shirts that briefly made an appearance out there, the Afghanistan or the Kabul, skydiving club or
Oh my god. We're canceled now.
just for shits and giggles, man.
Oh,
I
man.
think what I'm going to end up doing is when I get my money from the VA, I'm going to go out and I'm going to search the interwebs for this shirt and I'm going to order one
Yeah.
just so I can have it, man. Like,
For
what
sure.
did you think was going to happen? I mean, these people were just, I got this great idea. I saw Tom Cruise do it, and I'm going to hang onto the side of the C5 or the C-17.
They'll open the doors. I saw this movie.
But as soon as they retracted the landing gear, you started seeing dudes go, oh, yeah, he didn't do a PLF deal. He's a no-go.
Tuck Kid. Oh no.
Yeah.
See what he did? Don't do that.
I mean, I could see Jason Bateman.
What not to do.
I could see Jason Bateman, and I could see him. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how this works out for him.
It didn't go well.
I mean, again, if the East Germans were still a thing and they were judging those skydives, if they were judging it, I mean, they would deduct points for the landing. Or could you technically say they stuck the landing?
Bro, well, they stuck all right. About a foot and a half in the ground.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
They won the lawn dart championships.
Can you imagine being the airman looking out the porthole going, I put 20 on this dude right here to last the longest.
To a flip.
Like,
If you're low enough, you can, you might bounce a little bit, but that'd be about it.
just, boy.
I said, how committed are you?
Yeah, I just, we need to get off that train right there. Was that your last one, Colin?
Yeah.
Okay. And just like that, he's gone without regard or care for your moral well-being. You, unfortunately, have been witness to yet another traumatic episode of this guy's genetic code assaulting your soul without consent. It's so violent. I just don't know what to do. But, ladies, gentlemen, again, angry faithful of all ages, this was joke time with Colin. Yeah. That dude, I want to apologize as your dad, as the host of this show. We hijacked your segment and it went horribly awry. So,
However, having said that, it will absolutely happen again.
Oh,
right.
I believe.
I want to add a caveat to what the commander said. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god. Zonk. Okay. Okay. So NASCAR this weekend. They were in St. Louis for the at the Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Enjoy Illinois 300. Now, why was it called the Enjoy Illinois 300? And the race took place in St. Louis. I don't know. Race sponsor stuff, right? Okay. Anyways, Austin Cindric broke into the win column in a points paying event for Penske Racing, bringing his number 2 Freightliner Ford Mustang Dark Horse to victory lane. Ford's starting to figure things out. You're starting to see those teams kind of rise to the top there, which is kind of nice to see. It's nice to see a little bit more parity in the sport again. I mean, as much as I like to see Hendrick Motorsports win, it's nice to see, Ford getting a little bit of that cheese, just so we don't have to listen to, the conspiracy theorists talk about black helicopters and shit like that. So, next week, Sunday, June 9th at 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway. So they are heading out to wine country out in California. That will be on Fox, PRN, which is the Performance Racing Network, or Sirius XM, Channel 90, or on the SXM or SXM app. I can talk. I can speak. I can spake, right? A little Jar Jar Binks for you. After that, they're going to be going to Iowa Speedway, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and then Nashville Super Speedway. Those are the next 3 races coming up for the NASCAR Cup Series. There's been a lot of going back and forth about Kyle Larson. Most recently, he did attempt to do the Memorial Day double. Mother Nature kind of put a hamper on those plans. But there's been a lot of people going back and forth. It's mostly,
Bubba.
well, not necessarily Bubba Wallace barking, but it's mostly fans and fans that root for drivers other than Kyle Larson, pissing and moaning, talking about how, he didn't even drive in the 600, that he doesn't need to, get that waiver. Here's my take on it. Okay. He got to the track in time. He had a contractual agreement to run that car in the Indy 500. Yes, he made the decision, backed by his NASCAR team owner, to run that race. Absolutely made that call. I'm going to do something funky here real quick. Hold on just a second. You're seeing my camera angle change because I'm trying to get my charger to work properly and it's not wanting to cooperate. See, look at that, everybody. He's back. Come on. I swear. All right. So I'm sitting here looking at my battery, indicator. I've got 23% left on my battery. So there is going to be a finite time on this episode tonight. So anyway, he did get there, and they did make the official driver change. It was not Kyle Larson's fault, nor was it his intention to get there when the weather arrived. Okay. To my knowledge, those storms were supposed to pass north of the speedway. The race was supposed to run the distance. It's full scheduled distance. He was supposed to make a scheduled driver change during a caution. Justin Allgaier like last week, as we stated, he ran the hell out of that car. I mean, he did his job. He kept the fenders on it, and he, made good track position. Even though, by virtue of the driver change, Kyle Larson would have had to fall back to the tail end of the field. The way that car was driving, even with Justin Allgaier behind the wheel, it wouldn't have been that much of a stretch to see Kyle Larson competing for the win, or at the very least a top 5 finish at the end of the fourth and final stage of that race. So on paper, Kyle Larson was officially listed as being in that car. Because like I said, they did notify NASCAR that they were making the official driver change. They were just waiting for the command to go back to their cars, and unfortunately that never happened. Now, and there's been a lot of drivers that have come to Kyle Larson's defense and stated that, what that guy's been doing for motorsports over the last year and a half, ever since he made the announcement that he wanted to run the double, he's been bringing a lot of exposure to both IndyCar and NASCAR. Good coverage, good press, free press, bringing in whole new demographics of fan bases. To think that NASCAR would not grant him a waiver is kind of stupid. I mean, they do have that rule where you have to compete you have to start every race unless it's by injury, suspension, or otherwise, and then be granted a waiver. I mean, as of right now in the point standings, Kyle Larson is in second. I mean, he only lost ground to Denny Hamlin because he could not turn a physical lap. I mean, he's 21 points behind Denny Hamlin in the regular points or regular season standings right now. So, I think if NASCAR were to, I mean, obviously NASCAR has been doing a lot of shady things here lately, using the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Busch fight as promotional video footage, but yet they're going to turn around and fine Ricky Stenhouse Jr. $75,000. It's playing both sides of the fence, and NASCAR can absolutely do that. They've demonstrated that they've done that in the past. They did the same thing to Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick used to be a bit of a scrapper. If he would get into fights with almost everybody in the garage, just because of his driving style, the way he ran his mouth, and the early part of his career. Tony Stewart, same thing, running his mouth, he gets fined. NASCAR media uses those quotes to hype up the next week's race. But yet Tony Stewart's paying a fine. Kevin Harvick's paying a fine, but they're still having to watch themselves be used as promos. It's a thing. And, there's not anything that anybody can do about it. NASCAR is just doing what they do. But with the money and the press that's been generated by Kyle Larson as a driver, as an individual, to think that NASCAR is going to bite the hand that's basically feeding them right now, I honestly don't see it being an issue. NASCAR just needs to go ahead and grant the waiver. I don't know if he's actually applied for the waiver yet, or if Hendrick Motorsports has announced their intention to file for it. But if they haven't, they need to go ahead and do it, so that way we can move on and we can start talking about something else. But it's, I don't know. There's bigger, better things that we need to be arguing about, bigger things that we need to be talking about, as far as like performance from different teams, performance from different drivers. Stewart-Haas Racing has announced that at the end of the season that they are going to be closing their doors. That's Gene Haas and Tony Stewart. Their 4 cars that include Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, Chase Briscoe, those are good drivers, and there's a lot of speculation behind the scenes as to what's going to happen. with those charters. Who's going to get those charters? It's speculated Trackhouse is going to get some. It's speculated that Penske is going to pick up a couple. It's speculated 2311 Racing is going to get them. I even saw a conspiracy theory that Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are going to, pool their resources to kind of revive the old DEI and, start a cup team that way. And honestly, at the end of the day, until we hear the stories or confirmed information from the horse's mouth, and I mean by the horse's mouth, I mean the people that are going to end up getting those charters, people that are going to keep those drivers, people that are going to sign new drivers, that kind of a thing. Everything is obviously speculation. It's the huge rumor mill, and baseball's got the hot stove, NASCAR's got the silly season, and I would probably suggest keeping up with it on your own. Jayski.com, JAYSKI.com. He's responsible for a lot of the racing news. In fact, his racing news website has become so creditable that he was actually a few years ago bought out by ESPN. And they use him for a lot of the my wife walks in and she stops the conversation mid-syllable. Oh, you're so in trouble. Okay. Just keep that same energy. Love you. See, Max has got his chair. I don't have to worry about it. So
I told you guys about the chair already?
Yes.
Chair?
Oh.
Yeah, we for some reason I do recall hearing that. All right. Let me see here. As a matter of fact, let me go to Jayski, jayski.com. This article is there. This dated June 1st, so it's a couple days ago. Hendrick Motorsports has applied for a waiver, but NASCAR has not granted it. Larson is not eligible for the playoffs at this point, even though he would have secured a spot with 2 wins this season. A NASCAR spokesperson told NBC News on Friday that there was no timetable for a decision. Section 12.3.2.1a of the Cup Rule book states, quote, unless otherwise authorized by NASCAR, driver or drivers and team owner or team owners must start all championship events of the current season to be eligible for the playoffs. If a starting position was not earned, then the driver or drivers and team owner or team owners must have attempted to qualify at the discretion of the series managing director for the race. Larson told reporters Saturday at Worldwide Technology Raceway that he's not stressed about his playoff status. It's not up to him. Or he said, quote, it's not up to me. He said, I'll be here every weekend. Asked what he would do if he didn't get a waiver, Larson told reporter Sunday, quote, I would not do anything different. I would try to win a championship. So, I mean, Larson's going to go out and do what Larson does, and I'm here for it. So the fact that Hendrick Motorsports has gone ahead and, made that decision to apply for the waiver, I'm looking for NASCAR to probably make everybody wait until the last minute before they announce it. And why? Probably some hotshot social media guru out there who, vapes, has got a man bun and rides to work on a hoverboard or a Segway.
Vespa.
Yeah, or he comes to work on an electric Vespa. Yeah, at that. Probably told them that, hey, this is going to keep interest in the series and blah, blah, blah. Well, the racing on the track is doing enough of that as it is. So, I mean, God forbid NASCAR actually, feel the pulse of the people and kind of,
know your audience.
Yeah, or read the room. I mean, what did they call them? every election season, we polls, or opinion panels, or what
A
do they
bit of
call them?
market research.
Yeah, I mean, maybe make a couple of phone calls to people that have attended the races, or people that you see that are actively vocal on, message forums and things like that. Give them a caller and be like, "Hey, what's your take on this?" Or at the very least, talk to the other competitors.
Yep.
I mean,
Speak.
even though Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson got into, had contact during yesterday's race, Kyle Busch has been one of the biggest advocates for Kyle Larson. And their kids race against each other in their respective series.
Yep.
So, he's an all out and out competitor, but he also understands where Kyle Larson is coming from. And Kyle Larson has already stated that he would like to try to attempt the double again next year. He was named Rookie of the Year for the Indy 500 this year. He had to stretch his fuel mileage and his tires out to do it, but he led laps in his first attempt at the Indy 500. And it had not been for a speeding penalty on pit road that caused him to have a pass-through penalty under green, I'm willing to bet that he was just racy enough to where, the pit sequences would have worked themselves out. He could have been contending for the win out there. At the very least, had a top 5 finish. So do I blame him for missing the start of the Coke 600 and wanting to live out a dream and race in the Indy 500? Absolutely not. In his position, I would most likely probably do the same thing. But, again, it's up to NASCAR and their awe-inspiring infinite wisdom. Let me see here. I'm trying to see if there's any other news out there.
I was reading an article earlier that pertained to the same thing that we're discussing right now, and in particular, it pertained to Bubba Wallace and his feelings about it. And Bubba Wallace doesn't believe that Kyle Larson should be able to get that waiver, for one, nor should he be able to race. The problem that I see with that is, number one, fuck Bubba Wallace, because you're sponsored by, if not the greatest competitor in our lifetime, probably the greatest competitor ever, in Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Now we say owner. Now, yes, Bubba Wallace is a black NASCAR driver. I get that.
And it's not even about color at this point.
It's not a race color. It's not a race thing. It's not a color thing. It's
absolutely not.
None of that. Now, when we say owner, for those uneducated, for those who are just nitpicking and looking for things to take out of context, when we talk about Bubba Wallace's owner, we're talking about his car owner, his team owner. Okay, that would be Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. So that's what we're referring to. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there, so that way, in case somebody does later come out and try to take anything that we say out of context, we can kind of go, hey, fuck off. Or wait, hold on, I did that wrong.
Right? No, yeah, we did that. No.
Okay.
Colin's the best at it. So, Colin, can you demonstrate for us?
I don't know if I could do the word.
No.
Your sign language that you showed us tonight, though.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so yeah, here's my take on Bubba Wallace, and I don't mean to cut you off, Max. Here's my take.
Not at all.
Okay, does he have talent? Absolutely, he does. Is it enough to keep him where he's at? That's entirely up to the discretion of his team owner. In the right equipment, yeah, great. He's a decent racer. Does he happen to run out of talent at the most inopportune times, though? A lot, almost on a weekly basis. Yeah, he does. But all that aside, I'm just,
everything that comes with Bubba Wallace is just not worth a Bubba Wallace.
He's like if Danica Patrick had a vagina,
right?
That's only because Danica Patrick pumps.
Are we talking about the chair again?
If you remember back in the early 2000s, whenever Britney Spears used to hang out with Paris Hilton, and paparazzi finally got a picture of Britney Spears' catcher's mitt,
Right.
that's what I imagine your chair looks like.
It's not true, Chair. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it.
Oh man.
Uh,
All right. So Colin did say that he does have some nerd news. So by all means, unmute yourself, son, and let her rip.
Well, okay. First, Dragon Ball Striking Zero. They came out with a new trailer recently. They announced Kefla and Caulifla, Trunks and Goten, and they announced Gotenks and Gogeta and Vegito. On the 9th, there's going to be a live event in Call of Duty for Black Ops 6.
Which coincidentally will be available day one on game Xbox game, Microsoft Game Pass.
Yeah.
So yes, I don't have to buy Call of Duty games anymore. Although I did buy Ghosts, the remastered edition. Hands down, I think that's probably my favorite single player campaign.
what's the newest one out? Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's
I don't know.
my-
I really enjoyed Advanced Warfare. I really enjoyed.
in
I
my
really
opinion,
liked the
Vanguard will always be the worst for me, but Modern Warfare
didn't even
3 Modern Warfare 3 is a close second.
the new one or the original.
The new one.
Hmm.
I can't with these unbalanced. It's like they don't even try anymore.
I don't play multiplayer.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm forced to
yeah.
play multiplayer because zombies is crap. It's terrible.
I never played
Yeah.
zombies either.
To me, I blame The Walking Dead. I'm so over the whole zombie genre.
Okay, excuse me, sir.
No,
The Walking Dead.
no,
No,
let me quantify my opinion here. Not that I need to. It just kind of seems like every franchise is going to have something to do with zombies in it, whether it's a zombies mode, zombies level, it's zombies based. The zombie genre is overdone.
okay, but Call of Duty has had zombies for like a very
I
long time.
understand that, but when you couple that with every other title in that industry,
And zombies were a thing before Walking Dead.
I get it.
And they're not even called zombies in Walking Dead. They're called walkers.
I understand that. So I mean, if we want to play semantics all day long, we can do that. I'm down for it. But I'm talking about just overall as kind of just as
Since
a
the Walking
as a
Dead came out.
whole. It's just the whole zombie thing has been overdone. From Brad Pitt to Rick Grimes to Call of Duty to Dead Island to Dead Rising. It just seems Days Gone.
Okay,
Even to an extent, The Last of Us. I mean, it is as quality of those as quality games as those might be. It's zombies have kind of become the new lava level, so to speak.
Okay, I will agree that not everything needs a zombies, but
That's
a lot of the time, it's different. Like each game puts their own spin on it. For instance, Resident Evil, they put their own spin on it. Dying Light, they put their own spin on it. A lot of the time, yes, it's labeled as like a disease or like, oh, if this person dies or gets bit, they turn.
Like
But-
the Rape virus with 28 days later.
Yeah. Okay. So that being, Shaun of the Dead. I enjoyed Shaun of the Dead because Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. Okay, the comedy aspect of it.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do?
In my
Winchester.
opinion,
But
their best movie was Hot Fuzz.
Agreed.
agreed.
Absolutely agreed.
That
Absolutely.
has not only that, but that movie alone has the best Finch joke out of all their movies, where he's doing backflips and stuff over the thing, and then
Oh yeah, yeah.
the other guy is just like,
And Nick Frost is just kind of like bowling through it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm just speaking in general terms here, where can we come up with something original? Can we maybe do something different? It doesn't have to be permanently. We don't have to close the book on zombies. We can circle back around and we can revisit them.
well, a lot of these things that are coming out nowadays aren't zombies. It's just that Call of Duty has had zombies for a while, and it usually does
I
good.
get it, but
Like it's
at
so
what
prevalent.
point-
Look what happened with Red Dead Redemption when it came out.
yeah, they
They
came out
brought
with
Their
Red Dead
DLC
Redemption
was
Undead.
it was Undead Nightmare.
Yeah. Now here's my thing.
Even
Okay.
a Western game had to go zombies.
Here's my biggest beef with Call of Duty Zombies. Okay, like Black Ops 3. They sacrificed the single player campaign
That was Black
for
Ops 4.
was it okay? It was 4. So they sacrificed the campaign on that one. Didn't even make a campaign. Why even call it Black Ops 4? Just say, hey, Black Ops multiplayer, whatever. For what? What did we get? We got half-ass multiplayer maps, wall running, and we got new zombie maps. It's like, okay, at what point do we kind of have to stop and go, what was Call of Duty known for in the beginning? What was it known for? It was known for the single player campaigns. It was known for the stories that it was telling.
Yep.
Yes, they took a lot of artistic license and they made historically based stories and turned them into historical fiction.
Upon that
Yeah.
note, Zombies alone also does have a story. So
I understand that you're a huge fan of the zombies. Okay, I get it.
I wouldn't say huge. I'm just like,
Okay, okay. You're not going to turn down a gaming session when zombies are involved. I get it. Well,
Gabriel tries to get me to play zombies a lot, and I'm like, no thanks.
but do you understand where I'm coming from, Colin? Where I'm
yes, where it's like you want something new, right?
Yeah, it's something different, something that's not zombies, something that's, you could go back to telling a single player campaign story, and at this point, it would feel like a breath of fresh air. I mean, it's almost like a novelty at this point. With Black Ops 6 coming out, it's supposed to be based on like 9/11, post 9/11 type stuff.
It's supposed to be like there's rumors about like Don Hussein stuff in the
Yeah.
campaign.
Well,
So-
they showed him in the trailer.
Yeah.
Showed him in the trailer. Clinton, Margaret Thatcher was in there, which I'm like, wow, that's like 80s.
Yeah.
And you got Saddam Hussein in there, and I'm just like, okay, where are they going to go with this? And I mean, there's rumors that there's going to be a level in that game that's going to make No Russian look like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. And I've got 10% left on my battery, so we're gonna have to wrap this up and land the plane pretty quickly. But because I can't get my charger to work. I don't know why. But anyways, so I'm interested to see what the single player campaign is going to be like for Black Ops 6. I'm not going to touch the multiplayer just because I'm like,
I don't think I'm gonna touch the multiplayer either.
if I'm gonna grind on a game, I'm playing Fallout 4 again. I can grind there, because there's no level caps. There's all kinds. I mean, there's almost infinite things on that map that they're constantly putting in with all these new patches and updates. I'll play that game, and that's fine. I can stay involved. I can stay engaged with that that type of a game. It's just, I mean, the closest thing that Fallout's got to zombies are the ferals or the ghouls, right? But then they're not undead. I mean,
But even it's
You
not
know,
centered around them though. Like there's
it's not centered around them. They there's missions that do involve them, but they're not. It's not a central portion of the story. Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
one
But
of different enemy types. That's all.
yeah, I don't want a game that is centered around that, and I really hope that we start to see more of the shift that I think that we're seeing, where games are starting to get away from that genre. I mean, it's okay to have like a game mode where, yeah, that's the thing, but don't sit there and dedicate like a majority of your budget, your budgetary resources to developing that. You know, let's get back to game, to storytelling and gameplay. And this may be a little blasphemous, but I could care less if a game looks amazing as long as it's not broken on day one. I don't want to have to download a 100 gig patch on day one just to be able to play something. I could care less if there's ray tracing. I could care less if there's 120 frame rate. Give me a 60 frame rate. Give me a 30 frame rate. I don't really care. You could go back to the 360 style graphics and just dress them up a little bit, as long as the game runs and it's a good story. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, how many of the indie games that have come out that are basically 8-bit that have amazing gameplay and a great story?
What is it? Terraria, Undertow. Dude, there's a ton of these, like Undertale. Yeah, there's a ton of these games out there, these indie games that you can buy on the marketplace for like $8-9. Sometimes you can get them on sale for like $2 or $3, and or if they're lucky enough, you get them on Game Pass, you play them for free. The developers are still getting that, still getting a share of that money. And these are quality games. And there's not a lot of, and a lot of them and like you said, Chris, they're 8-bit. I'm like, dude, these are great games. It's because they're built around substances as opposed to glitz and glam. I mean, it's
substance over style.
Yeah, substance over style. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what the single player campaign for Black Ops 6 has got to offer. I'm going to continue playing Fallout 4. I'm probably going to start
a lot of Fallout 3 lately.
Yeah.
Because the new DLC Final Shape, which I never thought I was going to come back to Destiny again, but the Lightfall DLC was on discount. I'm like, am I really fixing to get the next one? Because I'm like,
yeah, my problem is I don't want to pay $60 for DLC though.
It's not. It's more than 60. It's like
it's like $130 to get all the way caught up.
Oh yeah, no. How about just a whole lot of no?
I know. I'm like,
at this point, Bungie's going to have to come out. I mean, they're going to have to.
But I'm like, I've put time and dedication to this game.
Yeah.
I've been, this story. I'm invested. So I'm like, I gotta see how it ends. So.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. And at some point, when I've got that kind of disposable income, I may buy all the rest of the DLC and go in there and grind for a couple of days, just try to get caught up to see how that story ends.
Yeah, recently, because the Lightfall DLC was on discount, I played through it. It was pretty good. I liked it. I like the ability you get from it, Strand.
Yeah.
Where you become Spider-Man.
In a very uncharacteristic and now my sister-in-law is coming to the door making faces at me. You live in a house with 2 adult women and nothing else but boys. It's like, dude, yeah, my life is not boring. But ladies and gentlemen, in the most uncharacteristic manner, we are going to land the plane before an hour and 40-minute mark. So, which, I mean, when you think about it, we started a half hour late, so we're still kind of on time.
Basically.
Due to time dilation. That's what we get for hanging out around the event horizon for too long. There's a little Interstellar reference for you. That's the nerd part.
I can't. I'm so happy I ruined that movie.
What, Interstellar?
Yeah,
bro, it's on my Vudu.
I know. I'm like, remember how I ruined that movie for you guys?
Yeah, no, you tried it. You didn't ruin it.
No. I so ruined it for Sammy and Jake. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
well,
They were getting ready to cry, and
I wrote a paper on it.
I just ripped one.
Last spring for my English composition class. Yeah, wrote a paper on it. Got an A on that paper. So
yeah, but like they were getting ready to cry. And I just let one rip, and they looked at me. They were like, "Are you serious?" Come on.
So it's not like you ruined the movie. You just farted during the movie. I got you.
Oh yeah, and then
Gotcha. All right, I'm tracking. All right.
It was an okay movie at best.
Next week we will start on time at the usual 7:30 Central start. If you're not there, hey, sucks to be you. Just want to give a shout out again to our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. That is, yes, what is it? A shameless plug.
Shameless.
It is shameless self promotion. It's not my self promotion. It is promoting my lovely wife. Check it out. It's mobile notary Mindy .com. Yeah, you know what? I can't even remember right now. Mobile Notary Mindy Texas. That's mobilenotarytx.com. Check her out. Shoot her a message. She's on Google as well. She does offer a bevy of services for notaries at a very reasonable rate. So just if you need anything notarized, give her a holler, and she will try to accommodate you to the best of her abilities. I want to give a shout out to Max and Chris Jacka this week. Thank you guys for showing up last minute. I know, as I stated, went back and forth on the start times of we were even going to do it tonight or Wednesday. And then Colin's showing up last minute as well, coming in with I wouldn't say scorchers. They weren't nuclear bombs. They weren't thermobaric. They were white phosphorus motors. How about that?
Yeah, a little shake and bake.
Yeah, a little shake and bake. So it was still quality content. But thank you everybody for showing up, showing out. Want to give a shout out to the birthday girl yet one more time. Happy birthday!
Yeah.
We all love you here.
Super fan.
Even though we deliberately sing off key, it's kind of a tradition every year.
Yeah, no, we totally meant to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But without further ado, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, you have been indentured. You have been I don't want to say enslaved because that's a buzzword, apparently.
And you said it.
No. Just mentioning the word is one thing, but then they have to go back and they have to kind of listen to the context. You have been drafted. You have been voluntold. But you're better off for it at the end of the day. Your ear holes are going to thank you. Your eye holes are certainly going to kick your ass later tonight because you're going to see these faces in your dreams. They're going to be burned like a flash. You see the after images. But this has been Nerd Sports episode 163. We will be back next week. Mark your calendars. Set the date aside. Live a little. But I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Colin Skelton.
I'm Mad Max, and I'm a nerd with a new chair.
Catcher's mitt. Ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? No, I want to see this chair. Can you pick it up?
No, without another. Well, yes, I could pick up the chair. Yes. I don't know. Not while I'm sitting in it, obviously, but I don't know if you can see the chair.
No, because you're green screen.
You're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to send it through the chat.
Yeah, send it through the chat. I'll forward it on to Colin. But until then, go to our website, angrymeproduction.com. Check out the links. There is a link to our Printify store. Go out there and get yourself one of these nice Scissor Me Timbers t-shirts. Takes about a week to get to you, and I would definitely wash it before you wear it. We're in the process of trying to put some new merchandise on there. It's an evolving work of art. Absolutely is what it is. But without further ado, we're going to bid you adieu. And as always, Scissor Me Timbers. Arr. And we're ending it.